Okay, testing 2.
Okay, testing. This is my normal speaking voice. If I got a bit excited, it'd be this.
Shut your face, man.
Oh my God, man.
That's my impression of you.
Shut up.
All right. Let's go. Let's get in there. Let's go.
Get in there, baby. Do you start with music?
Yeah.
Has something happened before this?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So you can go, welcome to
the podcast. It's called Can I Pod with Madness?
Smooth, yeah.
It is the nation's favourite heavy metal nostalgia Kerrang
Award-winning. It's not award-winning. Winging.
Pod. And yeah, we're very happy.
Call it a pod because we're cool.
You're down with
That's cool.
So the pod will have just dropped today.
What's your pod? Yeah. We're so cool.
This is likely, this is the last one of the year, I guess. So, yeah, it's, I think we started in January, didn't we?
Did we?
I think we did.
I remember you talking to me about it at, over, I don't know whether it was over Christmas dinner. It probably wasn't, like over a Christmassy dinner. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So that makes sense that it would have been, it doesn't feel like a year.
So what?
Put out zero quality content since then, which is
what have you learned?
Not gonna lie, not a lot. Less than I came into it with, probably props.
Thursday, February the 2nd.
Oh, not really a year then, so
nearly though.
Not quite, but thanks for your efforts.
So, what are you up to this week? Have you got any rock news? You got any deep cuts?
I do have a deep cut. Well, it's not really a deep cut because
no, anything you say is a deep cut. Is a deep cut.
Like sort of. I mean, it's sort of a deep cut if you've never heard it or you've not heard it for a while.
Well, that's what we want. We don't want something so obscure people have never heard.
No, true. So, oh God, is it only from? No, it can't be from that. Right. Okay. So it's not. Hold on. I meant to get some facts about this before.
Make them up.
We came on, and then hold on. You can edit this so it's not as painful as it feels right now. Hold on.
No, it's verite. People it's like they're in the room with us.
No, literally.
As we look at our phones.
No one wants that. Oh. I was just trying to convince you that the new Take That song was good, wasn't I? You weren't having any of it.
I mean,
it's fine. Admit it.
I don't despise them the way I would have despised them back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I sort of felt it was my duty to dislike anything pop.
Oh, well, no, I was going to say, yeah, same. Yeah, all right. Apart from all the pop that I liked.
Anything non-Hanson.
Shut your face. Oh my God, I just did that impression you did of me. You got a point.
It's one of your classic.
I don't even realise. I don't even know how to do it. I didn't know that was a thing I did.
Shut your face, man. It's you.
God. Anyway, right, back to.
Tell me about your deep cuts.
Is unless I'm mistaken, and obviously I could be. Hold on, edit this bit out.
Okay.
I just want to
edit
fact check myself.
Okay. Is it a Christmas song?
No, sorry. I was gonna do a Christmas advert, and then I was sort of struggling to find one. But like I was thinking, but these were all like really well known. But we listened to Christmas adverts from the 80s, like it's like normal radio, and I forget that other people perhaps don't do that. So I got all confused in my head about what is relevant and not, because like the Woolworths Christmas advert. Have a cracky Christmas. Oh.
I was about to play one of those. You sent one the other day, 1983, which I believe was the very last one.
Was it?
I believe so.
But yeah, so I mean, I think we both do, but there is nothing better to listen to than 80s/90s Christmas adverts, and it doesn't matter what they are. Anything.
Does it?
It's right, but so okay, back to my original point. So is Eat the Rich? No, not Eat the Rich. Is Head First by Aerosmith.
Okay.
Which is the B-side on Eat the Rich, the single, right? And so I got Eat the Rich single by Aerosmith because that was at a time when I was buying everything. So, but Eat the Rich had the B-side of
Head First,
even though obviously on a CD that doesn't really make sense. Yeah. But then after that, the anthology came out, I believe. The Aerosmith like best of at that time, but it wasn't big ones.
Was it the one with the girl's bra?
Yeah, and it had Head First on it, and it really annoyed me because I thought, but that's not fair because you can't include that on a basic bitch album when before this we had to all buy the single of Eat the Rich.
Yeah.
Even though we had Eat the Rich on the album, we had to buy the single as well so we could have Head First.
Song,
and then you go and stick it on a basic bitch album so that every basic bitch after that can go, oh, yeah, I know Head First. And then it's like, well, fuck's sake, why do I even fucking bother? But so, I mean, my unnecessary anger aside, it's a really good song. But I'm not sure if you didn't have that best of, whether you'd necessarily know that it's a really good song.
Well, would they have put that on there just to give people a reason to buy it? Because
that makes sense.
If they had all the albums, and they'd somehow missed getting the singles, but the real fans buy the singles, don't they, to get everything?
Well, I thought so. Let me see. Head First by Aerosmith.
So what year is Eat the Rich?
It says it. Oh yeah, album Young Lust, the Aerosmith anthology.
Yeah.
That's not what fucking album it's on. That's a. But do you understand like my annoyance about this? Because it.
Yeah, you go out of your way to get something.
Yeah.
Sort of exclusive, and then a couple of years later, a couple of years down the line.
Yeah. Is then on a best of that anyone can pick up. Not that anyone can't pick up the other stuff, like it's really exclusive. You know what I mean, though? That they'll get that and they'll be like, I like Dude Looks Like a Lady. And then they'll hear that and then they'll be like, yeah, I know Head First. Like, what? Like, that's a big deal. And then all of a sudden I'm irrelevant. You've
hit on
it's my beef. It's my beef.
People do gatekeep because they feel irrelevant. These new kids coming along and liking stuff that I used to like.
Yeah. Yeah, because they won't like it with the same kind of passion as someone who buys a single so they can hear it. So, I mean, I'm assuming you can insert some sort of clip here, but it's a good song.
Of the song. Well, let's just have a bit of it.
Hold on a sec.
It says Head First. You know?
Don't know. There must have been a reason they put it on the anthology.
Yeah.
But maybe I don't know.
This has got live versions of Dream On and Sweet Emotion.
Right.
So they're obviously trying to sell it to existing fans as well as new fans.
Maybe. And I guess it's possible that fans didn't buy the Eat the Witch single, so didn't know the song. So you're giving fans, actual fans, something new because they might not have. It could have passed them by.
Do you know something very similar happened to me?
Go on.
Right in the late would have been about 89.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I heard that there was a Led Zeppelin song that isn't on an album. Right. It's on no album. It's called Hey Hey What Can I Do? And like literally everyone listened to this and know where I'm going now. But I went out and the only thing it ever appeared on was like a sampler album called The New Age of Atlantic. Like it had all the, because they were on Atlantic Records and it had a song by Yes on it and it had a song by, I know, John Prine and just people from that period. It came out at the time, but I managed to find a vinyl album of it for like 50p at a record fair. And it's like, oh, it's that song that secret song that no one's ever heard. Like about 3 months after that, they released the remasters and it was on there.
Yeah.
You know,
similar.
And I felt I should have just waited and not. I mean, maybe I spent more than 50p on the record and still got it.
Yeah, it's a similar issue that you feel like, you know,
you've done the work.
Yeah, you've done the legwork. But I'm sharing it with everyone because it is a good song and it's worth seeing. So I can understand why they've put it on an album, but they should have put on an album before this. But yeah. So, and I heard Crazy Nights again today.
Amazing.
So 2 days in a row on 2 different radio stations.
Oh wow, that's
2 different radio stations.
That's pretty good.
It is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I was thinking the universe is perhaps telling me something. I was trying to work out what you're trying to tell me, and I was just thinking, like, yeah, and that's why I text you.
I think it's trying to tell you nobody's trying to change you because that's who you am.
Yeah, but I thought, but that's like it is a good song.
It's brilliant. It's so
you don't get bored of that.
And fucking big and stompy and apparently not hit anywhere other than here.
Mental, because that is an absolute banger.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my deep cuts.
That's deep cuts.
Merry
from
Christmas.
Aerosmith. That's a little Christmas gift to you. A song that can be found very easily on
Shut up. It was either going to be that or Boss John by the Shamen.
So yeah.
Because I mentioned on the radio and I thought, I really like that song.
Is that the one that goes techno, tribal, positive revival, shamanic, artistic, revival? They had some fucking bangers, didn't they?
I only really like Boss John.
But don't you like LSI, Love, Sex, Intelligence, coming on with 7 Cents?
Yeah, it's all right, but yeah, that's okay. But I think, when you hear stuff and you feel like you could play it 9 times in a row, that one after the other.
Yeah.
Boss John's one of them.
Yeah. Any Mountain?
What are they up to now?
I don't know if they're still going. I did actually look this up. I went on a bit of a Shamen tear at some point.
Shamen, sorry. So are we going to address the fact that you just called them the Shamen?
Yeah, I called the Shamen.
Shamen.
But it's not.
They're not called the Shamen.
That's not the word, though, is it?
But they don't call themselves a Shame. Literally, no one says the Shamen.
You're a shaman.
Yeah, shaman.
You might say shaman.
Shaman.
But you have to say the Shamen.
No, but
they
no
spell
one
it differently.
No,
they spell it with an E.
Find me a video where they introduce themselves as the Shamen, and
Right,
I'll
I
shut
will
up.
tell you
Otherwise,
for fucking definite.
Yeah.
There's the clip of them on top of the pops.
and they say the
And Mr.
Shamen.
C goes, Shamen coming to ya.
That might just be his accent, though. Shamen. Shamen.
I mean, look at it now and he won't say it, but should we find it? Shamen top of the pops. Or would it be Forever People? Would it be Ebenezer Good? Would it be Move Any Mountain? I think it might be Forever
He
People.
looked like every single person at that time.
It's Janice Anderson, Carleen Anderson's sister. I mean,
what?
They've done a bit of a Alice in Wonderland theme here, haven't they?
If I was coming up with that theme, I'd be like, yeah, I should sit down on this. Do you not want to stand up in a caterpillar costume? Nah, it'd be really cool if I sit.
Are they suggesting that they take drugs? I mean, we'll have to.
This is a good song. I mean, I liked Boss Drum at the time, but if you told me I'd like any other Shamen song, I think it's because when I was that age, everything was like rave, and it just wasn't what I was into. So this felt like everyone that I wasn't into, who was about 6 years older than me, and it was not aimed at me, and I felt really isolated from what this was meant to be aimed at.
I know what you mean, but they had some. They were like good at pop singles, you know. Like
well, I thought Ease Good. It was really naughty. I thought, I can't believe that they were getting away with that. So, I mean, but now I can obviously appreciate
they're no KLF, but
KLF
pretty good.
Makes me think of me being younger, actually, because I remember watching, this might be one of those false memories of time.
Yeah.
But I think I remember watching the video for Moo Land. Is that what it's called? On TVAM. So whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I used to watch TVAM before school, and I always remember in winter, and I had a chair, sort of at an angle next to the radiator, so I'd squish myself in between the chair and the radiator because it was nice, like a cat, like it was really nice and cozy.
Yeah.
Watch TVAM before I had to go to school. So those would need to fact check me and see whether I remember that right. When was this?
91.
Well, when was TVM? Running till. Google it, and then we can know them right.
1992.
There you go. Right.
So were they on there, or did they just show the video?
I think they. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know the video because Tammy Wynette is on a tribal island.
I can't remember whether I've seen, and when that might be a false memory if I say video or live, but definitely that. And it was winter. I think probably before Christmas, really dark outside. You don't want to go to school because it's really dark. But it was really cozy in my bedroom because I was sort of squished myself next to the radiator in this chair and watched that.
Yeah.
And so good memories of this song, but based on TVM and the fact that it was near Christmas and it was cozy.
Well, TVM might have played it because Tammy Wynette's. I mean, I don't think they would normally have played KLF songs.
They probably played a pop chart of it's a hot song. They weren't. I don't know what you expected from they weren't revolutionary. It was as basic as you come.
Well, the KLF were quite subversive.
I guess it's weird though that a morning show like that would play a song because GMTV don't, do they? That format don't play a chart song, do they? Or do they? I don't know.
I mean, you're asking the wrong person.
Oh my God, we're going off topic.
We are.
Oh, we're talking about
But I would.
But you asked me about my deep cuts, and then we talked about this, so it's relevant.
Shamen, we talked about KLF.
Shut up.
I would recommend John Hick's book about KLF.
Yeah.
And there's a documentary called "Who Killed the KLF." It's I mean, even if you don't like the records, you don't like the records, what are you doing? But even if you don't like the records, it's an interesting story because they're just, there's just no one else like them. And they burnt £1 million.
Like literal.
Yeah, literally. And they can't tell you now why they did it. They can't explain it.
Stupid young hedonism.
They weren't that young.
How old are they?
Well, I don't know their ages, but Bill Drummond, he'd been a manager. He managed Echo and the Bunnymen and Teardrop Explodes in the early 80s.
They literally burnt $1 million, Definitely like that.
Yeah, no, it's appalling, but it's an amazing story because they can't explain why they did it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I'd be satisfied with the explanation of.
Yeah, I mean,
can't explain why I did it.
I mean, they've got families, they've got kids.
Mm.
I mean, their kids don't like the fact they burnt $1 million.
I don't like the fact that they did that. That might trouble me until my death, but
we should watch that documentary. But anyway, yeah, should we talk about
Moomerland? Yeah,
Kerrang?
Yeah. Back on topic.
Did you read the music papers from the back and to the front?
This is the Kerrang we're looking at. It's 219. I think it's 219. It's December 1988.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe the cover?
So I'll describe the cover, and it is 219.
It is.
I thought you said 98. So it's is that a character that I'm meant to know?
I don't think so. It's just a crazy.
Looks like some sort of orc / gremlin or something, with kind of metallic Freddy Krueger hands-ish, claws, and a Santa hat, and flight goggles, and a really long tongue, and a present. It's kind of what you'd want and what you'd expect from Kerrang in December the 24th. Halloween, I was going to say. All right. Or Christmas Eve. Yeah, it's what you want for Christmas Eve from Kerrang.
He's got a little teddy bear, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's you can call it that. It's the perspective's confusing. The hands and the arms, it's confusing, but
yeah, you don't want to think too much about.
I'm not an artist, so I can comment
the anatomy, but it's Simon Bisley. He's done a few images for Kerrang, and we've talked about him before. He did stuff for 2000 AD.
Okay.
He did Slain the Horned God. He did some Judge Dredd stuff, but this is precisely the kind of thing.
That image you've put up on the screen there looks different colours to what I'm looking at on the actual magazine.
Well,
they've definitely enhanced it.
They've scanned it, yeah.
They've definitely
made it look a bit nicer.
Because it's not what I'm looking at there.
So we've got free inside kick-ass colour poster.
Yeah.
Colour with a K. 64 pages, giant crossword. No one really wants a crossword.
Everyone reading Kerrang wants a crossword.
88 metal roundup.
Let me guess, first of all, is crossword spelled with a K?
No. It's spelled with an X. It says X word.
I think that's a fail.
It's got Kwotes of the year. Can you guess how Kwotes is spelled?
Like, either with a Z at the end or quotes like status quotes.
Oh, I mean, they've missed a trick by not putting a Z. It's KWOTES for quotes.
That's stupid.
And massive more festive features.
So wait, they've spelled quotes with a K, but they've not spelled crossword with a K.
I think that's just the position, the graphic design. They've not really left enough room to spell out crossword. Maybe that's why they've written X. But Festive Feechas, they've spelt features Feechas. Feechas.
So spell it again.
Feechas.
Okay.
Feechas.
It feels like a Hawaii spell.
Also, Killer Dwarfs, Metal Church, Metallica, Magnum, Tesla, Kiss, and a sensational Sean Hudson horror story.
Nice.
So, right, there's a feature about metal madness grips America. 1988 will surely go down as America's year of metal. And it's just basically saying Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, Poison, Ozzy, Van Halen have all sold tons of records in the last year.
Okay.
Basically. So we're in a sort of golden... I mean, I always joke that, this is the golden age of rock, and it clearly isn't. But like in terms of money, in terms of record sales, it is a bit of a golden age. There's a feature about Gary Moore, or a little news feature. He's got a single called After the War, and the 12-inch version also features a live version of Over the Hills and Far Away. Now, do you know the song Over the Hills and Far Away?
No, sing it.
I can't sing.
Oh, every time. Sing it. I can't sing it. And then I would clearly sing anything. I can't sing it. Still do it. Get over yourself.
No one wants to
Stop
hear me.
Stop being so precious.
No one wants to hear me sing.
Oh, goodness. I mean, that's true, but also get over yourself.
Right. Should we have a bit of Gary?
Yeah.
I've got a story about this song.
In the hills.
I mean, first of all, it's not Over the Hills and Far Away by Led Zeppelin. Get that out again.
It makes me want to grab a drum and go into battle.
Right?
Be like, doesn't matter what side I'm on.
Chorus. So fucking ace, right?
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
I mean, that was from the album Wild Frontier, which is the album before this. But
I think I should listen to more Gary Moore.
Do you remember this song from anything?
Well, it's a little bit familiar, but
okay. So about 15 years ago, maybe, or maybe even before we were married.
Okay.
We went to a horse show, right? And it was like all mystical, and one of the horses was a unicorn. I mean,
jousting thing.
Yeah. It was like people were riding up and down, and there was a whole thing about there were some evil people, and we took your nephews when they were little boys, and they're grown men now.
Yeah. Okay.
And all the music they were playing was like sort of slightly goth, slightly Celtic.
Yeah.
And they played this song, but not this version. And Nightwish did a version of this. Nightwish are a sort of Finnish goth, sort of flouncy goth, sort of symphonic rock band. And they did a version of it, and they played this song.
Right, okay, yeah.
So maybe you remember it from that.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
But I did listen to the Nightwish version, and it's nowhere near as good as this.
Well, obviously, look at that guy.
I mean, Gary Moore, innit? R.I.P.
I think I should listen to more Gary Moore.
Well, you like Out in the Fields, don't you?
Fields.
I mean, that's a bit Celtic, isn't it? That's a bit sort of...
It's all like battle music, innit? It's, I'm going to go to battle, so what do I need to listen to? And I need to be like, not like angry, I need to be like emboldened. Yeah. Like I need to think that I'm on the quest. It doesn't matter what the quest is, but the quest and it's right. And I'm not full of hatred, I'm full of power. And that's why I'm going into battle.
When I was regularly running D&D games, I'd have different playlists for what was going on.
Yeah.
And I'd have a battle playlist, right?
Yeah.
And it was just all like, it was like Dream Theater, Iron Maiden, The Darkness. It was just like teenage boy music, basically. And I should have put some fucking Gary Moore on it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, this is another song from Wild Frontiers called Thunder Rising. Proper sort of Celtic fantasy rock. The most played bit.
Everything sounds like the montage for getting your shit together to go to battle. Like you'd be looking at each other like, this is it. And you'd be looking like at the other person like, yeah, this is it. And then you'd be like, right, well, we know what we've got to do. And then it'd be like a montage of, right, I'm going to get that backpack out of that cupboard and I've got that steak I need to put in there and I'm going to grab my crossbow and I might need supplies. And
fighting vampires.
Doesn't matter. Stop focusing on the detail. But and then you'd be like, just picking up your supplies, and then you might have like a funny supply of, might need this energy drink or something. But there weren't energy drinks back then, but you know what I mean. And it'd all be a lot of just montage, grabbing lots of stuff to get prepared, like prepared for battle, and then you go to battle. I think there's something about Gary Moore songs that made me full on. Fight. No, just full on. Sparked my imagination like no other, I guess.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not me. That's it's all him because, yeah.
I remember at the time, it would have been around this time, my friend saying, "Oh, I saw Gary Moore do a live set on some show," and he said, "Oh, he's such a good guitarist. He was like stood on the monitors, and like he was playing a solo, and then at one point he was just playing the solo with just one hand, and like typical stuff." And then he said, "He's too good for that band," and I'm like thinking, what are you talking about? It's his band. Like, surely he calls the shots, but I think my friend wanted Gary Moore to do heavier stuff,
right?
Because it was just a little bit too melodic and a bit poppier than I think he'd like, because he was proper into. I think Iron Maiden was like the softest thing he liked,
right? Okay,
he liked Motorhead and Megadeth and stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's your Gary Moore facts. Got another news feature.
Yeah.
The world's greatest human being, Sir Michael Bolton, has completed several songs for his latest album, as yet untitled, a follow-up to The Hunger. The album will be recorded early next year in the US. No release date has been set. Isn't it weird, Kerrang talking about Michael Bolton and not making fun of him?
Yeah.
They're talking about him as if he's just some cool dude.
Yeah. When did Hey Michael, you should be so normal come out? When did that come out?
Well, let's
so you be a doctor or a lawyer? Something normal like that. Normal, huh? Everybody's crazy. Sorry. So every time I think I'm not going to sing on this one because I'll just stop. And every time.
It's definitely a song by Michael Bolton, it says here. 85, so that's before this. But it's way before he was doing his Soul Provider.
But let's not get into Michael Bolton bashing.
I'm not bashing anything.
His ballady songs, like it or not, were fucking good. That's why we're still talking about him today.
I don't know. I mean, like Take That. At the time, I sort of felt I needed to dislike him.
Yeah, obviously, but now you're an adult, you can admit that you like him.
You know the song "Can I Touch You There"?
Yeah,
I think
deep inside.
I think it's called "Can I Touch You ... There."
I mean, he doesn't then hide the lead if he says "touch you deep inside."
Right?
You what, Michael?
You know how there's something
With
you
my
don't like,
Pope.
and you just are able to just not think about them.
Most things I don't like, I so obsessively think about them.
I always think that song is like, I sort of want to listen to it now and sort of hate listen to it. Like, it's like Human Centipede. I just sort of can't not look. Do you know what I mean?
Can I touch you there?
Yeah. Because it's him being sexual, and I don't want to think about
He's
it.
pure sex, that man. He's never hidden that lead. He's pure sex.
There was him on Top of the Pops once doing that song, and it's got like a sax part,
Obviously,
going like,
I think
like a kind of that kind of thing. And the person they got to mime that was a very small, petite woman, and they gave her like a sax that was almost the size of her. And it's like, yeah, she's putting a big hard thing in her mouth, and we're supposed to find that.
Maybe that's you. Maybe that's you.
I mean, maybe it is.
Because maybe I wouldn't have looked at that and thought anything other than it's someone with a saxophone.
Well,
maybe that's
disagree.
Well, we don't know.
News about Uriah Heep. They're taking a break from recording the new album to headline a Christmas rock festival in Forchheim, West Germany, on December 23rd.
Nice.
And I thought, that's a Christmas rock festival. Sounds good, doesn't it? And then I looked it up and I didn't recognise any of the other bands. And I suspect it was just sort of around Christmas.
Right.
It wasn't Christmas music.
Well, no. I wouldn't imagine it was.
Although Germany is sort of the home of Christmas, isn't it?
True. Glühwein.
Frankfurters.
Christmas markets.
Christmas chocolate. Gingerbread houses.
That was gingerbread, yeah. Gingerbread. And stuff.
There's the land of chocolate, aren't they?
Yeah, true.
There's a article about St. James, the glam outfit put together by former Tiger Tails vocalist Stevie James, lined up the debut live appearance. It's at London's Camden Palace, so do your hair and get down there. Well, I mean, that's a news article.
I like that.
There's a very exciting thing on the next page. Can you guess who it's about?
Kiss?
No, more exciting to me.
Smith Frog?
Yes. Right. So this is a find, right? So Marillion still seeking a new vocalist. So Fisher's left.
Okay.
They're looking for a vocalist. They haven't got one, but they played a show for fan club members, Liverpool Royal Court, with former Rage singer Dave Lloyd handling vocals. The band played a 6-song set. Afterwards, Dave Lloyd, a long-time friend of the band, told Mayhem, "What we proved was that another voice can make the songs work. The songs stand up on their own, and that was the object of the exercise. As to whether or not I'm the new vocalist, I don't think so. It was just something they asked me to do, and I think they're just looking for someone a bit younger than me. Then again, they may not find anyone suitable. Would I join? Does a shark shit in the sea?" But obviously, we now know Dave Lloyd did not join the band, but I have no idea that in between Fisher leaving and Steve Hogarth joining, they were playing shows with, some other guys. So that's
interesting.
I mean, Marillion fans, that's going to blow your mind. They probably already all knew it.
And blow your mind's a little bit strong, maybe, but
I mean,
mildly interesting.
I think you misunder.
Trying to think of words.
Do you know, as I get older, it gets worse.
Just wait till you think of words.
Never gonna think of the word. I'm just gonna draw a discrete line under that.
So what we can surmise is I'm right.
So communication this week. Basically, all of the letters, pretty much all the letters are complaining about. There's a writer called Stefan Shirazi has written a review of Manowar, where he's basically said he doesn't like them, and it's just full of letters slagging him off.
So again, him off for saying he doesn't
saying anything bad about them.
Right.
I mean, just for context, that is Manowar. I don't know if you're familiar with Manowar.
I'm familiar with the name.
Yeah. What do you?
I mean, when I'm looking at the picture, I want to know more.
Can you see why this is so popular?
100%. Like, I would be a fan based on that picture alone. I don't need to hear the music.
I mean, how would you describe it? Hotness.
80s hotness.
So, quote, Kings of Metal is probably the best album released this decade, with the exception of the other 5 Manowar albums.
Oh.
They certainly possess the best singer and best bass player, brackets, and probably the best drummer too. So let's see some decent Manowar articles, not the crap we get from Chirazi. Next letter. What a waste of time, effort and money, sending a donkey head like Chirazi to New York to conduct an interview with the group he certainly doesn't like or understand. So, bit more. Then he goes, thank you, Stefan. You made yourself look a right shit ass. Shit ass? I've never heard that would be totally the sort of thing my dad would say.
Do you know what I was about to say? I don't know whether to say it or not, but I thought that is the sort of thing your dad would say.
I mean, this letter is from Dicko the Warlord in West Midlands. So that's near where I'm from.
So it could be your dad.
Well, I don't think it's my dad.
It could be.
Well, he didn't like Manowar.
Well,
as far as I know.
It could be like a troll. Just stirring shit for no reason. Writing his Kerrang for no reason. Stirring shit.
Shit ass is just something people in the West Midlands say. Next, third letter. Why don't you just fuck off and die, Stefan Chirazi? You complete another arsehole. I hope you choke to death on those pathetic words you wrote about Manowar. Are they too hard for you? Too loud and beefy for you? You wimp.
Imagine. Because what we've got to remember when we're reading these is that this is not a spur of the moment typing in a frenzied, I've had a bit to drink, I'm a bit tired, I've had a right day at work.
It's not YouTube,
I'm going to just, type it on my phone now and send it off. This is a fucking letter. A letter.
To buy a stamp.
A pen and paper letter. So when you've got your anger out, you're feeling the anger, you've then got to find a pen and paper. And then you've then got to pen your letter, right? So you've got to maintain that frustration at his words against Manowar. And then you've got to write it down. And then you've got to think, yep, this definitely needs sending. So you've then got to write the envelope to Kerrang and then put it in the envelope and then get a stamp and then take it to the post box. All this absolute effort to make sure that your letter in response to someone's random, completely irrelevant opinion about something gets to them. Mad. Absolutely mad.
So this letter's from Simon in Birmingham.
Shit ass.
This is going to ruin Manowar, and if I ever see Stefan Chirazi, I'm going to ruin him.
Oh.
So Kerrang, sack that bastard Chirazi. Kerrang, sack that bastard Stefan and get a decent reviewer to do the band soon. Simon, Birmingham. P.S. Manowar kill.
Jesus Christ. This poor journalist. Written, what did he write? We don't even know what he wrote.
We'll have to find issue 217.
Oh my God. It was just the same way they write about everything of, it's written a bit like, everything's like that, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a couple of letters about Iron Maiden on tour. I picked this part out. Maiden are not as young as they were, so you can't expect the same sort of energy out of these guys. That they are just one hell of a great band, and they should never give it up as long as they enjoy it.
Mega lols that we're watching them
2020,
30 years later. How many years later is it? Is it more than 30 years later?
It's more than 30 years. Yeah, 93 is 30 years.
Shut up.
So it's
Shut up.
35.
Shut up. Stop it. That's older than people I work with. The difference in age of all us adults.
So there's that was from Mark Metalmouth in Sheringham.
Okay.
The next letter is from Murph with a 12-foot penis, Bolton. He's also talking about Iron Maiden, but he's talking about the support band who were Killer Dwarfs. in my view, they were much better than Iron Maiden. Given the chance, the dwarfs are going to be immense. It was Russ Dwarf who particularly impressed me by standing on his head, falling over, riding tricycles, and even diving into the audience and running around the theatre while singing as powerfully as ever. So
fair enough. Apart from the falling over, was that because I can fall over? It seems a weird thing to include.
Yeah, but do you ride tricycles and dive into the audience while singing powerfully?
I could 100% ride a tricycle, and then what's the rest? Dive into the audience.
Dive into the audience and running around the theatre while singing.
I could do that.
Standing on your head?
No, I don't really want to, but tricycle, running around. But it's the falling over.
A tricycle for a heavy metal band is like quite a...
No, it's creepy. It's like Saw, isn't it?
Maybe that's what they were... That's what they were getting at.
Yeah. They were the... what do you call it? Prelude? Precursor? It's the right word. To Saw.
Precursor, yeah. Okay, so there's an advert. I want you to describe what's going... I don't think this is a good advert, so I want you to describe what's going on. Because it's an advert for Fist, the interactive telephone game.
I'm so bothered by the nostrils on that image. The man.
What's wrong with his nostrils?
I'll hand it back right now, and you look at his nostrils, and you ask me again what's wrong with his nostrils. Apart from he's got his nostrils, and then they've drawn his nostrils on his nose, seemingly, or something.
I think that's just a shadow.
No, that's not. No, that's... Are you looking at that picture and you're trying to tell me it's normal?
Actually, now you've said that, all I can see is sort of pig snout.
Yes. No, but it's weird.
Oh, maybe that's meant to be like it. Oh, yeah. It's very confusing.
Right. That aside, I mean, the awful, awful, awful picture aside, it's obviously meant to be some picture that, some wolf has broken through and it's Fist. And there's blood on the end of the claws because danger.
It's purporting to be a sort of middle of the road, easy listening singer, isn't it? And then that's been destroyed by the Fist monster.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to make the middle of the road singer in this poster way weirder than the monster coming through it, so I cannot stop looking at.
His nose.
Just like, oh my God, there's so much. It's like someone's got like a load of pencils that are really freshly sharpened and they're really excited about the amount of shading they can do. That's what's going on here. But the nostrils are, the nostrils are so wrong. It's upset. I can't believe that you don't see this, an artist.
Well, I couldn't.
Okay, look. Right, the nostrils are meant to be under there. They're meant to be under there.
Yeah.
On a normal picture, there'd be nothing there over the nose, right? That your nostrils under there. But what they've done for some reason is draw the nostrils on top. So that's like me drawing. Look at my face. Look at my face. Draw the nostrils there. That's like there.
Now you said that, I see it.
Right.
But I couldn't see that before.
That's the first thing I saw.
And it's an airbrush illustration.
It's awful,
isn't it? And
that's, I mean, it's so distracting that you would only realise the monster way after. And that's meant to be the point of it, isn't it?
Dead easy listening, yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know what you want me to think about this.
Well, I mean, you've blown my mind with that nose thing. Did she just turn the piano on?
Yes.
Oh.
So the cat's just got on the keyboard. Have you finished, or?
I was on a call. I was on a Zoom Teams call the other day at work, and then nearly shat myself because she did. She switched that on.
But how did she turn it on? Because it's a really small indent. Like
you have to hold it down.
Yeah.
So she must have just sat there for a bit and turned it on, and then decided to do a bit of playing.
Oh. She's so cute.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, listeners. So for engagement on this podcast, I'm going to ask the listeners to look at this image when I post it on Instagram and tell me if you think he's meant to have a weird pig nose. I mean, he's got weird ears as well.
I feel like they've scanned a picture in or something and they've drawn over it or something. And then someone's had a brain fart and thought, I need to put nostrils in. And has got confused about everything.
There's too much going on in this advert.
You know, when you did art classes and you really learned about shading with pencils and you really went hard and then you went soft and then you did the sort of blow with your finger. Do you remember that whole thing? That was like, and you felt like a right artist. Like you felt legit, like professional doing that.
Yeah.
Like, look at me blurring the pencil. And like that, when you're 12 and you think you're the fucking shit doing that. That's what this is, but worse.
So
look at shading on his head. Look at his forehead. And the amount of detail in his hair is annoying me. It's like they've drawn in each individual hair strand and then forgotten that the nose is mental. Awful.
The thing that bothered me about that is
everything.
That sort of thing would normally be a photograph. It's like Des O'Connor or Val Doonican or whatever, it would be a photograph. So why not just mock it up and get a weird looking guy and maybe
£500 to spare to make someone draw that, I guess. Who knows?
Did you ever do the Fist interactive telephone fantasy game?
Yeah, all the time.
It's a lot like Adventure Call, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did all the time.
We'll put some really Adventure Call on the video playlist.
Yes.
Falconhoof. It's Limmy again. We always talk about Limmy.
Yeah.
So, because it wouldn't have been the last issue of the year, but it's getting to the end of the year. It's a Christmas issue. I guess they wanted to pad it out a bit. They got some classic quotes.
Yeah.
So I'll read you out a
quotes
couple of...
K.
Yeah, quotes K. In a W.
What's this?
Alice Cooper. Alice thrives on violence. If something happens on stage I don't like, Alice can beat the shit out of it. Quote from Jimmy Page discussing Whitesnake's Still of the Night video. There's a part where the guitarist starts playing with a bow. I actually fell around laughing. I fell on the ground laughing. I mean, Jimmy Page's thing in concert would be plays guitar with a violin bow. So obviously when people do it now, they're sort of homaging.
And he fell about laughing at that.
You wouldn't have thought it'd be that funny. Messiah Markelin from Candlemas says, I'll do a bit of stage diving. I'll kill 3 people each time. I think he was quite a big lad.
Ah, lovely.
I'm going to read you a quote now. You've got to guess who said it. Someone we've talked about. I found out that Vince Neil wasn't dead. That was a bummer, you know. Matthew Tripp. I don't know if you remember Matthew Tripp, the Nicky Six. Scott Ian from Anthrax. No matter how much you say you have no image, you have an image, because by having no image, that's your image.
I'd agree with that.
I mean, that sounds back to front and stupid, but it's absolutely right, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is, I don't know if you know the band Kicks, but Steve Whiteman of Kicks says, if I see a girl with the nicest set of tits, I drag her up on stage.
Oh, cute.
I mean, I don't know if she wants to be dragged up on stage. Okay, I've got another one for you to guess. Right, this is someone we have talked about in the past. Probably quite a lot.
Right.
Probably most episodes.
Axl Rose.
Well, let me read it to you first.
Axl Rose.
If something erotic... If something...
That's waiting on the guy.
If something's erotic, it starts in my head, usually the one on my shoulders, and then it makes its way someplace else.
Oh my God. I mean, the subject makes me think of Paul Stanley.
It is indeed Paul Stanley.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean,
because that's okay.
we should get AI.
I don't need to explain why.
AI to do that in a Paul Stanley voice. King Diamond.
Okay.
I've always been fascinated by weird old ladies.
Yeah, same.
I mean, there's no context there.
Doesn't need to
be. Are you familiar with the band The Mac Lads?
No. That's a lame name.
Well, they were from Macclesfield.
That's worse.
Muttley from Mac Lads says, there's only a limited amount of times you can sing about beer and shagging.
No, there's not. You're wrong.
Well, I mean, the Mac Lads records I heard, they were all about beer and shagging.
Right.
Michael Caton says, there's a bad motherfucker right there, Tom Jones. You ever heard him do any rock and roll? He sings his ass off.
Yeah.
I don't know Michael Caton, but, you know.
Bad motherfucker's not what I jumped at, but...
So we've got a quiz. I've got some quiz questions for you, but maybe we'll do that in a later episode. I've actually worked out a quiz.
They're not Christmas with a K related.
Christmas. No, they're just metal related. So here we have an article about the Killer Dwarfs.
Okay.
They're Canadian.
With a K? I just can't hear anything now. The Kerrang have literally ruined, I think, of everything with a K. They've ruined everything.
I mean, this is quite a good feature for Christmas.
Quite a good with a K. I'm so sorry.
The angle of this article is it's like Watchdog. They've got them testing Christmas crackers.
Ah, cute.
And Russ, Daryl, Mike, and Ronald grappled with the giant cracker provided by Kerrang secretary Scarlett Smith, but the combined might of all the small type people failed to produce the big bang necessary to get the thing open. So we can only speculate on the contents.
Well, they couldn't get the cracker open. Is that what they're trying to tell us?
I mean, I guess it was a giant.
How?
I mean, it's not that big, is it?
Oh my God! So they have to just speculate on the insides.
Russ did manage to crack a Gateway cracker, priced $4.99 for a box of 20, which seems a lot for 1988.
That's a lot
from Gateway. Got a party hat, what a surprise, and a genuine metal bottle opener. Great man, he exclaimed. I'll call home and tell them not to bother with a present now. Ronald, which is a good rock name, pulled a Woolworths special, £2.49 for a box of 12.
That's quite good.
A bit more like it.
Yeah.
He was rewarded with a tiny plastic man and a midget green ship, which he couldn't use due to recurring seasickness.
No hat?
Mike opted for a co-op cracker, $2.99 for 12.
That's
wow, a green comb. Man, sack my makeup staff now.
Oh, those little plastic shitty combs. I properly remember those.
I think you can see it.
Nice. Oh, fantastic.
Low Cost provided another plastic ship. Hey, it's the same as Ronald's. And these were cheaper. The football cracker produced a team photo and a badge of Sheffield United. Hey, who are they? He asked. Are they any good? So,
brilliant.
There we leave Killer Dwarf.
I remember going to our local corner shop, and I had a friend staying over, and she was going to be staying over the night before Christmas Eve, so the night of the 23rd. And I just thought it was like mental that she was going to be in our house on Christmas Eve. Like that just felt like that's, crazy.
Yeah.
And before she came, I went to the corner shop to buy some crackers. And And there were those ones that were made out of like that crepe paper that didn't really pull, so you'd have to really pull it to make it break. And they had like, the sticker on the front. So it's just a sticker on it.
Yeah.
Great time. That's it. But, yeah, I like early 90s and crackers and Christmas and 80s.
What's the best thing you've ever got in a cracker?
That's a really good question. I mean, other than the classic mini screwdrivers, because they're genuinely, and obviously the more you amass as an adult, the more likely you are to find them when you need them, because you are going to need them at some point, probably once every 3 years.
On Christmas Day, if you get something that's got batteries and got a little screw.
But as a bunch of adults, you don't need those. But the likelihood is you take them home, you shove them in a drawer, and then you do that for 5 years. So you have about 20, maybe. That's a lot. Maybe less than that. Fewer than that. 10 over 5 years. And then you put them in various places because they're small. And then the one time you might need them, you might be able to find them. That's a good thing. Mini playing cards. That's always a good. Classic. That's always good.
Yeah.
No
love for the little fish that tells you what your emotions are?
Fortune telling fish. Yeah. Although I've got like oddly cold hands, haven't I? So I feel like it doesn't really.
It just says you're dead.
Has a chance. It doesn't have a chance of accurately in my future. Yeah, that's probably the best things. They're all good. I just hate hats that are really big, slightly too big, and I've got a big head. But I hate hats that are sort of big and they sort of start to slip down. So you spend the whole meal sort of shoving up just like half a centimetre, and it becomes very, very irritating.
But you are committed to wearing the hat, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
Like some people don't even put them on.
You have to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the hat wearing.
Of course you are, yeah. But you've got a bigger head than me. But I mean, even a big head. But I've got a big head.
I don't think your head's that big.
It is.
No.
It is.
There's a sort of roundup of the year, but it's all stuff we've sort of talked about in previous episodes. There's a quote from Lemmy from February issue. There are two types of people, good people and bastards.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't argue that.
You can't argue with that. March was the first time they talked about Matthew Tripp, the Nikki Sixx doppelganger. And they've talked about him again in May, and again.
I remember when I first went through these magazines, it was interesting because you can see
progression.
Yeah, his conversation, and you can see why he's convinced himself that it's true.
I mean, there's a picture of him here, and he does not look like Nikki Sixx.
Looks more like Pete Doherty there.
He does look like Pete Doherty. Sort of rock version. Yeah, and they talk about him again in November, and obviously in this one as well. In April, we have the stories about Iron Maiden with their sexy ladies promoting Can I Play With Madness. And the Tom Jones joins Black Sabbath story. So they were very early episodes for us.
Oh, I remember those.
In May, there's this story about Poison being sued by the Swedish band Easy Action.
Okay.
Don't you remember that?
Should we go with yeah?
They were sued over the song I Want Action. And
yes, and you played me something that
and it was
did sound like it.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's unintentional plagiarism is a thing.
Well, there's no new ideas, and there's only so many chords. So
yeah, absolutely do they.
Right. Flanders.
That was at Flanders. So talking about Matthew Tripp again in November, he's lost his court case against the crew.
Because he's a liar. Okay. I'm going to cough all over that. Don't put he's a liar because he might come back and sue me.
Well.
So take that out because he's a weirdo. Oh no, is he dead?
Yeah, he's... Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
You can't use any of this. So wait, so start again. So
so Matthew Tripp lost his court case against the crew.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
In November, yeah.
Right.
But they still talked about him. So we've got picks of the year, right? And 2 of the picks of the year have been ripped out.
Oh.
So we don't know what they are, but I've got the digital version. We can look at what was ripped out and we can guess, we can speculate as to what our original correspondent who bought these magazines put on his wall.
Exciting.
Right, so that's one.
That's ripped out?
Yeah. So would you like to describe that? It's a Ross Halfin picture of...
Hetfield?
Yeah. Not in the usual Hetfield mode.
He's sort of posing like a page 3 girl.
Yeah.
And I mean, for Hetfield, he looks all right. If you're into...
The description is, James has always been interested in becoming a male model and he's open to offers from anyone interested in employing the services of a thrash metal hunk.
Yeah, fair enough.
And on the other side was...
Nice. Oh, well, so that was on the other side?
That was on the other side.
So he might have had that up.
He might have had. It's a hiss in the 80s.
I'd have gone with that.
Yeah, that is a good picture.
Do you know Paul Stanley's son plays guitar?
Yeah. And well, on Instagram he shares his band. Yeah. So pick on 4th page. It's by Ray Palmer, and he said you could photograph a Zodiac Mind Walk shopping in Tesco's and the man would still be rock and roll. I've chosen this shot for that very reason, rock and roll. So there is Zodiac Mind Walk.
Ooh. So
would you like to describe?
Can you hang?
Yeah.
Just sexy face.
I think he was involved with the KLF at some point.
Looks like he could be an extra in Lost Boys.
He has got a bit of a Lost Boys vibe, but do you know what, right? Earlier on
jacket,
today...
It's the embellishments on the jacket, it's the dark hair, it's the dashing good looks.
All right.
Come on, you handed it to me.
I'm going to show you...
Pick of the year. It's not just me thinking it.
I'm going to show you the video to Prime Mover, which is their big hit. Are you familiar with this song?
No.
I'll just play you a bit. I mean, it's a fucking good rocking song.
Well, I love TV and I love T-Rex action. I see it through your skin. I got X-ray space. I came from the sky like a 747. I'm a bad boy, baby. I fell out of heaven.
Right, why have I not listened to this?
It's pretty fucking ace.
And he's sexy too.
I mean, I'll give you the synopsis. I think it's like a girls' school. They're smashing in. They come in a spaceship. They're smashing into it.
I don't need to know. I actually don't care.
They're sending these girls sexually crazy because they're prime movers. And there's a really good bit at the end. I'm going to... Obviously, you can watch this at your leisure.
I will.
The squares are coming in.
Obviously, yeah, of course.
And all these girls, they just want to rock out. And they just exploded their heads.
I mean, Sorry, look at that. It's like Billy Worth's brother.
Oh God, I'm thinking now, have I done the right thing?
You've done the right thing.
I'm going to
You've done the very right thing.
I'm going to show you the very end of the video. So they're going back off in a spaceship. Now, what does that remind you of? It's fucking darkness, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, the darkness always had they were always on a spaceship in the videos.
It says Star Trekking. That's across the universe.
I mean,
it's
it's the level of special effects, isn't it?
So don't let me forget this.
It's on the playlist.
I don't.
You don't follow us on YouTube.
I do. Of course I do. I definitely do that. Zodiac what?
Mind Warp.
Zodiac Mind Warp.
I think he used to work with Kerrang. He was like a designer or something. Well, he was some kind of ligger.
30 videos.
Yeah.
Is that right? Trying to not have any content. That's not right. Oh wait, there you go. That's not videos.
I mean, if you want this picture of Zodiac to put up in the house, I mean, it's still up for grabs.
All right.
So that is pretty much the end of the issue. I mean, there's a short story by Sean Hudson, but as we established, this is 35 years ago.
Shut your stupid face. No one even asked you, by the way. So just... It was 2 years ago, and I'm 19, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
So before we leave our beloved listeners, let's just have a quick roundup of what's your favourite Christmas songs.
Step Into Christmas and Last Christmas.
Okay, good classics.
Yeah.
Favourite Christmas film?
Scrooged and Polar Express.
Nice.
And Home Alone.
Okay, well, that's for you. You can have as many as you want.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you about adverts, but I think we covered that.
Always. From 1918 till 1999, all adverts that were on the time in the UK.
Everything.
From about 1st November to end of December.
Did you watch that one you sent me? The 1983 one?
I watch all.
Did you notice Rula Lenska was in it? And
Don't start doing that cat thing.
Well, did you notice she was surrounded by lions?
Oh, God.
Lions are a type of cat.
Stop it.
Have I killed your erection even further now?
You made it grow inwards. What am I talking about? Stop it.
You will have to add context for our listeners because some people don't know.
No, there's no one listening who's not seen Do You Want Me
George
to Be the Cat?
There we have it. Merry Christmas.
Do you remember what was it we were doing once where we accidentally kept watching that clip? We couldn't get away from it. Do you remember?
Oh, it was probably Limmy.
No, but it was something else. But I don't like that clip. I didn't need to see it the first time. And then we were watching something and it was like this is it, and then it was a recap, and then it was to remember this, and it was like it kept showing us that clip.
I mean, it was probably Channel 5 most cringiest moments or something.
But I just feel like I've been forced to watch that clip so many times.
Or TV Night,
they're weird
things.
Voluntarily we're talking about now, but yeah. Have a cracking Christmas at Woolworths.
The 1981 version of that, they shout out the Genesis Abacab for $1.99. They hold up the Genesis album.
Vinyl for $1.99.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. You could get Woolworths stocked records back then.
Wow.
But they foreground Genesis. So someone got Genesis Abacab for Christmas in '81 from Woolworths. What an age that must have been.
What an age. I mean, Woolworths was great.
Those adverts are mad, aren't they? Because it's just like anyone vaguely famous they could get their hands on.
But Woolworths was great.
Well, my vague memories of it, but it's such a long time ago.
But it wasn't long ago. I remember I used to work in, like, place of business before this place of business in the centre of the city.
Yeah.
And there was Woolworths there.
Yeah.
I got my lunch. I'm not that old. It's like, it's not 10, 100 million. It's not, we're not talking about fossils here. It existed as a shop. I remember going in and buying, they had like, this shows my age, but you could buy 3 tapes for something like a tenner or something. It'll be in a bargain. And so I wanted to buy Christmas tapes, the cassette tapes, obviously. And I bought some sort of, I can't remember what the other two were like normal human would want to listen to these cassettes. And then I bought a Wurlitzer one, a Wurlitzer Christmas. And I didn't know what a Wurlitzer was, but I was wanting to buy Christmas stuff. And when I got home, I cannot tell you how utterly disappointed I was at a Wurlitzer Christmas, because it's if you don't grow up in a seaside town, a Wurlitzer is not Christmas for you. It holds no Christmas memories. It's the worst thing ever. And I was like, oh, so this is what a Wurlitzer was. So I've spent, and like back then you didn't have so much money like now.
Was any of these?
Well, it was on cassette.
I mean, should we have a bit of Wurlitzer?
You can try it. It'll be as bad as you can imagine. But it was so disappointing. It's just realizing, oh, that's what that is. See, this doesn't sound that bad.
Sounds all right.
No, but it was worse than this. This feels like high quality compared to what I had on tape.
Well, this is volume 2.
No, well, the thing is, I didn't grow up in a seaside town, so it doesn't. It's stupid. To me, oh God, it was so bad. But that is when I realised what a Wurlitzer was. So it was educational, if nothing else. Oh, so bad. But
all right, that's enough.
So a third of my purchase was just, I couldn't take it back. It was so bad.
Well,
but I did have Jive Bunny Christmas. Oh, we should put that on the playlist, because you can get that on YouTube. It's the Jive Bunny Christmas party. But I think the
Christmas party,
the version I had on tape was slightly different to sometimes the version you get on, because there's some songs, and they're all covers, that I go into still now, into the next song that would have been on the Jive Bunny mix. They obviously aren't a normal. Well, yeah, no, I think that's a front cover, but whether or not that's the version I had is. Yeah, that's it. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Oh, this is grade A nostalgia. Absolutely. We used to listen to this tape constantly. You'd only hear about 2/3 of every song, because it'd go into the next song. And then obviously I didn't know that they were all shit covers. I thought this was the actual song.
You thought that was actual Elton John?
Well, yeah. Because back then, what do you have to compare it to?
I mean, this is 1 hour 15.
Oh my, absolute bangers. Listen to it from the beginning to end, bangers. And then it's got like some carols on there and stuff. It's not just all. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant.
It's got White Christmas.
It's brilliant. Get it on the playlist. It's good.
Little Saint Nick, Saviour's Day. Oh, should we?
Yeah.
Should we have a bit of Saviour's Day?
Saviour's Day. Maybe this is where my love for Saviour's Day came. and rabbit.
I mean, that's a good Cliff impression.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's it go into? Oh, I should know this. If I was singing it, I'd probably be able to go into it. Waiting for. Rocket It's so good. I miss the days when there was a 2D animated bunny. There was a DJ mixing all the hits of the 60s
60s,
for people in
70s,
the
beyond.
80s.
Check it out. This is the last song.
It was the only tape we had. So we've obviously got a home video of Christmas '95, and you'll hear this in the background.
That's not a real orchestra. Is it going to fade? It's fade.
Oh, so good. 10 out of 10.
All right, we'll leave it there. We'll leave Jive Bunny and his master mixers.
Yeah, end on Jive Bunny is the absolute best way to end this.
Well, I believe in Father Christmas.
Father, you're so like. We used to watch the Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe. I've shown you that video, haven't I?
Yeah.
And for some reason, I think they're all from your neck of the woods. And they go, Father Christmas, Father Christmas. And they say like you do, Father Christmas, Father Christmas, Christmas. And yeah, they just pronounce it like you do.
Yeah.
Well, it's Father Christmas.
Narnia might have been in the West
Father
Midlands
Christmas.
as well.
I'm not posh, but I say Father Christmas. But you go, Father Christmas, Father Christmas,
Father.
Christmas. Father.
Well, we say father and we say shit ass.
Shit ass and Father Christmas.
Have a shit ass Christmas.
And a Jive Bunny New Year.
And like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Follow us on everything. Write us a review.
Love you. No, maybe don't do that.
We love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. See you next year.
Bye.